Imagine reaching your customers in a way that's instant, direct, and almost guaranteed to be seen. Welcome to the power of SMS marketing. Today, I'm going to reveal the secret weapon behind some of my business growth and why teaming up with an amazing SMS company called Subflow has really taken my strategy to the next level and allowed me to thrive in this crazy digital world, even with a relatively small audience. And that's what's so awesome about SMS is you can have a tiny audience and still make a huge impact. This is going to be a really special episode, so I hope you will tune in and get ready for all the golden nuggets. If you're not using SMS, you're going to want to. Welcome back to the Messy Success Podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Henson. I help creative business owners and artists build communities around your brand so that business is easy and profitable. When you stay in action, yes, I mean even messy action, only good things happen. We are always learning, and when we can get just as excited about the lessons as the results, magic happens. I've helped million-dollar companies with their marketing, but my mission in this world is to help you step into the best possible version of yourself so you can create your dream business too. We believe in community and people over strategies and tactics. Our theme here at the Messy Success Podcast is the 1% adventure, where we're focusing on getting 1% better every single day. I want you to color outside the lines and embrace the messy journey to take daily action towards your goals. If you've noticed a plateau in your business, we've created a very quick quiz where you can find out your next best move. Head over to elizabethhenson.co/next to find out. Now let's get started. All right, I am so excited about this. Before I dive in too deep, I want to invite you guys to subscribe to my channel on YouTube because this is exciting. Drum roll. This week is our first time starting to really sync up our content so that what I'm talking about on the podcast is also relative to what we have going on the YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel has been kind of just this little project on the side. We were really rocking it out for a while, talking about Facebook groups and all things community building and community-based marketing, and took a break for a while, mainly because my YouTube assistant took a leave of absence. And it's always just been this thing on the side. But I could see the benefits of YouTube and I could see them very quickly. So I'm very excited to bring it back in and not only just be on YouTube, but now be on there every single week with some of the same content as the podcast. And what is so awesome about this, specifically this week, is they're different. I'm going to be talking about Subflow today and SMS marketing here on the podcast, but on YouTube, I have an entire presentation, like a presentation with slides and everything on how I used my tech stack, including Subflow and ManyChat and my email marketing system, to promote my in-person event that absolutely crushed it this year. And we did over $40,000 in sales from stage. And I'm sharing how I did that on the YouTube channel this week. So I want to encourage you guys to go over there and subscribe and check it out. You can just search Elizabeth Henson on YouTube and you should be able to find me pretty easily. And we will also link it in the show notes of this episode. And this is episode 164. So you can go to elizabethhenson.co/E164 to find all the links, including how to get connected with Subflow and how to find that presentation on YouTube. Because I'm going to be talking it's going to be very different content, just in the same realm. So if this episode intrigues you and you want to go a little deeper and see my tech stack specifically as it pertained to that event and promoting that event, I'll encourage you to go over and watch that. So I wanted to kick off this episode with just how amazing it has been to partner up with a company like Subflow. And this was a topic in my recent mastermind. I'm in a peer-led mastermind that's incredible. And one of the members asked if any of us had had successful partnerships. And it really wasn't super intentional. It all happened very organically. But my partnership with Subflow has been incredibly magical. They're a startup in the SMS world. And so they're really generous and scrappy in the best way, as they are extremely accessible. And Mitch, the CEO, is in my Slack channel. We talk on a regular basis. He keeps me up to date on everything that's going on with Subflow. I give him constant feedback. And I use Subflow very differently than some of the other kind of leaders that are using it. And we're going to talk about that, how you can use text message marketing, for the marketing side, but you can also use it for the fulfillment side of your business. And it's really beautiful. You can do both, or you can do either or. But this relationship with Subflow has just been so awesome, because I have never felt like, oh my gosh, my audience is too small to work with them as a company. And they have just been so incredibly generous. Mitch and Craig came to our event in April and everyone just adored them. Their energy added so much value to the room, and they were accessible and available, and they saw so much more success as far as, getting customers or getting clients or making relationships from that event than a lot of the other sponsors, because they were in the room and really building those relationships. And that's what's so beautiful about this company. But I also want to encourage you guys that are listening, okay? You don't have to partner up with the big wigs to be seen, or to even make money in a partnership, or to make a difference. In fact, if you can team up with a company that is a startup from the ground up, it is really incredible. And I remember when Show It was just getting started, and me and a bunch of my girlfriends traveled all the way to California to this teeny tiny build your website in a day type of event. It was literally like less than 15 people. And the CEO of Show It was there, Todd. And we got to sit with him and have lunch with him and get to know him, and now Show It is a big deal. And we all get to remember how amazing he was and how we all got to sit down and truly just hang out with him, right? And that's how I feel that my relationship with Subflow is. Like, I get to be part of their mission and what they're building from the ground up. And it's just really incredible to witness and to be a part of, and to just endorse them as incredible human beings, but also brag about the difference that this has made in my business. And Subflow sponsors my co-working space. So I get to host these free meetups every month, which I was already doing, but we were having to bounce around like coffee shops. And because this was a free event, I wasn't really wanting to pay for a space to just host an event once a month. And my event was held at Assembly, which is a beautiful co-working space. And since Mitch and Craig from Subflow got to see Assembly and really see the impact of my work and hosting these in-person events, it was an easy yes for them to sponsor the co-working space. So now I get to go there anytime I want. I get to host events there whenever I want and, brag about Subflow, which comes so naturally to me because this is, a software, a platform, technology, whatever you want to call it, that I am using on a regular basis. So I just wanted to lead with that these relationships and partnerships can start completely naturally. You don't have to go pitching all these companies. Just be open to opportunities. I mean, my connection to Subflow happened in a cold message on LinkedIn, believe it or not. They had a sales rep working for them at the time. She was adorable. We really just connected. I loved her ability to reach out to me in a really sweet and organic way. And I was like, sure, why not? I'd love to hear about a new platform. So I was extremely open to opportunity, and I still am. I could do a whole nother podcast episode on being open to opportunity and how, every time we don't answer an email, we could possibly be missing out on opportunities like this, right? We'll save that. We'll put a pin in that for another episode because I do think that would be really good to talk about, partnerships and people that pitch you and how to continue to leverage those relationships. But let's stay focused on Subflow today. So just be open to opportunities, my friends. You never know what could happen. And I'm so incredibly grateful for Mitch and Craig and my relationships over at Subflow. So let's talk about SMS marketing and how this has truly been my secret weapon for the last year and a half. So when I started using Subflow, it was an experiment, and I was still very deep in the Facebook group space, which is still totally a zone of genius for me. I love it, but we've expanded because I realized I was very quickly becoming known as the Facebook group person, which is awesome, but I didn't want that to be my signature thing. Sure, it's something that I'm really good at, and it opened a lot of doors for me, but I just was treading lightly on not wanting to be known as like a Facebook group expert. But at the time when I started using Subflow, that's still very much what I was doing. And I was really focused on conversation starters that work. Why do some conversation starters work and some don't? Inside Facebook communities, any type of online community. It doesn't have to be Facebook. So I did an experiment to just test out the technology, the SMS marketing, where in my Facebook group, I did a free promotion where if you sign up, you get a free conversation starter every day for a month. So every day for a month, I sent this list of people who raised their hand saying they wanted it, a conversation starter. Sometimes it was just a inspiring quote about leadership. And what was so cool is that people would respond and I could text message them right there from my computer without having to give my phone number out. And I was like, ooh, I like this. But I didn't necessarily want to continue with the conversation starters. I wanted to use it in a different way. So I got this idea because I had been wanting to bring back my free in-person community in Hampton Roads. It was really weighing on me that I wanted to bring this back, but I didn't want to have it paid this time. I didn't want to have a Facebook group. I was like, how can I do this in a way that is so light and easy for me with no pressure, no deliverables that I have to worry about? Because to really build the Hampton Roads Creative Network the way I dreamt it up, it's a whole nother business model. It's a whole nother business model. And I said, how can I do this differently so it's not another business model and it can be so simple, and instead of it being its own revenue generating activity, it funnels into my programs. Okay. So I was very intentional about, let me set this up in a way that feels really good to me. And that's when the light went off in my head that I should use SMS for my local meetups. And that's what I did. I started Hampton Roads Creative Network. I revived it from the dead. And all I have is a landing page inviting people to sign up to get notified every time we meet. You can even check that out at elizabethhenson.co/HR network. And that is a Subflow landing page. And that's all I use. And this is so brilliant because I can text message them anytime I want to about our local events, if there's a parking issue or if there's traffic or if they need to know something about the building. I can literally just text them, right? It's so great. But it takes away any responsibility that I have in between those free meetups. So I don't have to worry about an online community. I don't have to worry about, are they seeing the notifications or are they not? Because SMS has like a 98% deliverability rate. So I don't have to worry about any of that. I just tell them when we're meeting, any important information about the meeting, like which room we're going to be in or whatever it might be. And I just am slowly building that list of local business owners. And like, how many cool ways can I use that, right? So I started doing this about 6 months before my event. And every time we would meet, I would, share a reel about it and invite more people to sign up. And that's just how I've grown it over the last year and a half. And I used that list to promote my event in April. And it was only about 40 people at the time, but you combine that with my email wait list was like 14, small audience stuff, but I was able to fill a room with 55 people and host an incredible event. And it all started with this SMS list that I was able to really hone in on local people here in Hampton Roads. Then I used SMS on the fulfillment side of the event. So everyone who signed up for the event got to sign up for text messaging, which was also really great because, again, I could send anything important in real time. Even while we were at the event, I could say, hey, make your way back from lunch. We'll start in 15 minutes, or any parking information. Subflow can do polls. So we were actually able to do our breakouts using a text message voting system. So I would know how many people were signing up for each breakout session, which was super cool. Like, I'm barely scratching the surface on what I can actually use SMS for, because I'm using it so specifically for my in-person stuff at this point. I still have my whole list of people who used it for the conversation starters. Those are not all local, but it's very easy to segment. So anytime I want to host my local meetup, I just text my Hampton Roads segment, and it is awesome. And one of my favorite things, like I mentioned, is the ability to be able to communicate directly with these potential customers and actual customers, but I'm doing it all from my computer and not having to give out my personal phone number, which just felt really good. And I had been trying to figure out a way to do that for years. So that specifically was an easy yes. And like I said, the deliverability and the engagement rates is so much higher with anything that I'm using SMS for. It's really incredible. And it reaches them, directly to their phones, that quick response time. I can personalize it, build a stronger connection with my audience. It boosts customer retention. It's extremely cost effective. I mean, my entire tech stack right now that I'm using on a regular basis to communicate with my clients and to deliver things to my clients is less than Kajabi by itself, right? It's like I'm using Thrivecart for my courses. I'm using Flowdesk for email marketing and Subflow for SMS marketing. And that's pretty much my tech stack right there. And that is so I'm paying less than $100 a month, you guys, for my tech stack when it comes to marketing. Now, of course, we've got all these other things right now, like all these other AI tools, all my podcasting tools, but that's all on the back end of my business, not necessarily client facing or used for direct communication with my customers is what I'm trying to say. So, SMS makes it so easy for people to opt in or opt out. You can communicate time-sensitive offers. There's just so much cool stuff that you can use SMS for. So I know I'm using it for in-person stuff. One of my students, Rocky, is using it to deliver kind of like daily meditation or wellness activities. It's really awesome to use for anything like list building, or you can even charge people. You can do subscription-based things with it. And this was my original vision with the local meetup group. Was I was like, well, I'll do it for free until my event, and then maybe I'll charge like $5 or $10 a month for people to have access to our monthly meetups. And I still might do that, but so far everything has just been working. I haven't really felt the need to monetize it in any way. But if we continue to grow and we're starting to outgrow the space that I have, I do absolutely think there's a world where I'll start charging, a couple bucks a month just for people to have access to those in-person meetups, because they are really valuable. And these people are getting business coaching, not just from me, but from the other members who show up to these monthly meetups. And you've got some really highly trained, amazing business coaches that are attending these meetings. So we'll see. There is a world where I will end up charging for that, but not yet. But be thinking about all the different subscription models that you could have where you can be texting people information and having them, pay you each month, because you can send videos, you can send pictures. I mean, you could even do a workaround and share course modules, depending on how you want to host your course. There's so many cool ways to use it. You can literally just add it on to the stuff that you're already doing when it comes to marketing or fulfillment. It has been really fun, and I've really enjoyed being able to communicate with my people in this way. So you get the point. SMS marketing is definitely the direction that marketing is going. I'm sure you're noticing that. I mean, my clothing companies are texting me, things like that. I mean, some of them are a little bit excessive, but again, we can always opt out, right? And the way that you or I will use text messaging is so different than the way a clothing company is going to use it. It's just different at the end of the day. So you get to choose and your customers get to opt out. So don't worry about, oh my gosh, am I bothering them? No, I have all these people that text me every day. And when you know that it's Old Navy or Noble or Soma, right? You're just like, I don't need that right now. And it doesn't take up any of your brain space. And you need to trust that your customers or clients will do the same. Subflow has some really cool automations that you can set up. So you can do 30 days of content ahead of time. They're starting to really integrate with other tools, which is awesome. They have great analytics. And of course, they make sure that you are compliant and following all the SMS regulations and all that good stuff. So I can't say enough good things about Subflow, but there are a lot of companies that do SMS. So feel free to do your research. And just know that as someone with, a relatively small audience, this has been a game changer for me. I'm able to reach more people more efficiently and more intimately. And I love it. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope that inspired you without giving you, any shiny objects. But I have found adding SMS has actually, like I said, simplified my tech stack. I don't need all the things. Leave me with just email marketing and SMS. You can take all my social media that I don't pay for because it's not mine, and I will still be able to operate because I have SMS and an email, which is a really secure and beautiful feeling, because so many people are the opposite and they rely solely on a platform like Instagram that could literally crash at any moment and they will lose everything. So owning your list, owning your contacts is really important as a responsible business owner, aside from all these other marketing and fulfillment benefits that I have mentioned, and hopefully given you a couple of ideas. Okay, so make sure you guys go check us out on YouTube. It would be such a treat for me if we could get to 500 subscribers. We are just a little baby channel on YouTube, but I'm really excited to start leaning in and really using it to leverage the Messy Success brand as a whole. So thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to go check out our show notes. This is episode 164, elizabethhenson.co/E164. And check out Subflow and check us out on YouTube. All right, you guys, thanks so much for listening.